Can I help you, sir? 46 hours.
Welcome to the No Life Technology Show. Make sure you head over to our Twitter at No Life Digital and our Twitch at No Life Digital, as well as our Instagram at No Life Digital and our soon-to-come website. I guess you can't really head over to our soon-to-come website because you don't know what the fuck it is yet. But just know it's coming, dog. If you haven't seen our gaming portion of the show, that gets released on Tuesdays. This gets released on Thursdays. Bookmark it, write it in your notes, put it in your calendars, catch up on us. Here's the website. It pretty much hasn't changed. We haven't really done anything else to it. Been busy. I need to fix it. I need to add some more stuff to it. And then that will get released soon. And I think I'm going to put a forum on there as well. Nice little BBS. Or not BBS. I forget what's the forum? Well, I'm going to put a forum on there. Have a little forum section. The Discord is also connected to the website. So you'll be able to just reach the Discord right on the website if you don't know what it is. And yeah, let's just jump into it. What's up, dudes? Let's just jump into some tech news. Have you guys been watching anything recently or listening to any albums recently?
Watched all of The Man in the High Castle.
Oh, what is that?
It's one of those Amazon shows. It's actually pretty good. It's alternate history World War II kind of thriller.
Oh.
And it's based off a book. It's actually pretty good.
Dude, Amazon they got some good shit, dude.
Yeah. And season 2 is all in 4K, so that was a test for me.
There you go.
But no, it's a really good show. Like it's based off of the book loosely, but the guy who wrote the book, his daughter is one of the producers of it, so it's true enough to the vibe. But it's actually really good. It's definitely kind of more of a drama thriller of a little bit mindfucky.
I'm into that.
But it's really good, especially if you're into like pseudo alternate history.
So
the idea of it is
the Nazis took over America.
Yeah, the idea is this takes place kinda, but not. Yeah.
But no Blazkowicz.
Yeah, the idea is
with no Mecha Hitler.
Yeah. But sorta, because like it is in a world where Hitler and Japan won the war. So Nazi Germany has the East Coast, and then Japan has the West Coast, and like the Rocky Mountains form like a neutral zone where like there are no laws. But there is a bit of resistance things, and it's all based off of these films called The Grasshopper Lies Heavy, which is all films of sort of like alternate universes or parallel universes. So like some of them are like they're just films of how the war could have ended in different ways, basically, or like the Americans winning, things like that. So it goes deep into that, and it's actually really good. There's a lot of things that go on. It's a really difficult plot to really explain because it is one of those plots that it's based heavily off of a lot of subplots, especially based off of the characters, because it focuses mostly on like 6 characters. But it's really good.
It was nominated for an Emmy.
Yeah. No, they did a lot better with it than I was expecting them to, actually. So I completely binge watched all of that over the last couple of days.
If you don't have an Amazon Prime account, I highly recommend it because it comes with so much, because you get Prime Video, you get the cloud storage, which is like almost unlimited storage, which I use all the time. You get Apple or Amazon Music, which is like Spotify, and you have unlimited music. You get so much shit with the Prime account, plus the fucking super quick shipping and the Prime. I mean, it's really hard. I mean, if you're someone like on a budget and you want Netflix, you want Spotify, you want cloud storage, like you want all that shit, but you don't want to purchase all of it separately, and just it's more than a Prime account would be.
Dude, you get a free Twitch Prime like sub.
Yeah,
so you get a free $5 sub, 12 months. That's $60 right there.
They've also been giving out a bunch of free games too. I've gotten like at least 4 games over the last month and a half from them. They're going crazy with that now.
I had free 1-day shipping on Black Friday when I bought all those computer parts.
Yeah, dude.
I bought them on Friday. They were here Saturday.
And I'm pretty sure if you're a student, you get a discount on it too. I'm pretty sure. It's really worth it, man. I love Amazon. Amazon has just been killing it lately. It's really hard to pass up. So, and they got like great original shows.
Have you
not a
watched
lot, but there's some good ones on there.
Have you watched the
definitely
Tick
recommend
yet?
it. No,
I haven't.
I haven't watched it yet. But it's like on my next, like one of my lists to watch because I love the Tick cartoon. I like the original Patrick Warburton show on Fox back in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
And it's Amazon Prime. Like they have it. They have these great exclusives.
Yeah, I
They also
highly recommend it.
They also have The Sopranos.
Oh, they do?
Do they?
Mm.
Oh.
That's a big one they get.
Yeah, they're the only. I think they're the only streaming service that offers Sopranos.
Oh, here's the problem right now, though. Amazon Prime does not work on Chromecast.
yep.
It fucking sucks. I have.
they're
a
mobile.
And that's
too.
why I've finally switched to Team Roku for 4K stuff.
Dude,
just
you
the
have like
only-
music playing.
Oh yeah.
I've just been going to Roku because it's the only thing that will play everyone. Like it plays friendly with everybody.
Yeah, Roku's awesome. I have the NVIDIA Stream Box that pretty much does everything too. It's a little bit more expensive than the Roku though.
The mobile app for like you can't just get like a Prime like the Prime like the video app. You have to do everything through like Amazon's own app to get to your viewing. It's kind of dumb.
Dude, they need to fix their apps. They're really bad. With
Great
Yeah.
service. Awful apps to use.
Or
to get
the
to
fact that like if you use one app, it will tell you to update to their new app, and then you open their new app and it tells you to update to a different app. Yeah.
Well, like when
Oh,
you
Do you
that
want to
has
try
happened
Amazon
so fucking
Underground?
much.
Do you want to try Amazon Mobile? Do you want to
Yeah.
try Amazon? Yeah.
There's too many. Just give me a video app, a shopping app,
or
and
all
like
in one. Or just
whatever,
put it
and
all
then
in
the
one.
podcast app because you also get the audiobook stuff.
Or just put it all in one. Like when you get a Samsung phone, which I'm sure you know, Doobie, like you get 5 different Amazon apps. And they all do different things. You get the shopping app, the video app, the music app, the photo app, the cloud drive.
That,
like,
I would be fine
the
with
fuck
that
is
if
that?
they worked, but they always send you to the other apps over and over again.
Yeah,
and
they're-
it's really it
But-
either needs to be unified or fixed.
All that said, it's completely worth it. It's completely worth it. I love what Amazon's doing, just putting everything
I
under
mean,
one roof.
There's a reason why Jeff Bezos is now Swole Jeff and the richest man in the world.
I think every time someone subscribes to Amazon Prime, he gets a little bit more mass added to him.
His nipples get just a little bit harder.
Yeah.
But
Go ahead.
I watched Punisher.
Punisher.
Yeah,
And you said
I
you
did
didn't
watch the
like it.
Punisher. Do what now? What are you saying?
You said you didn't like it.
It's not that I didn't like it. I thought it had a pretty good start, and then in the in the middle, the whole middle to me was just like a lull. Like I wasn't that interested in it. Some of the art, like a couple of the small arcs, I didn't like, and but I would say that you should watch it because the ending is really satisfying. Like the last 2 episodes are really satisfying.
I will agree. There was a lot of setting up, like relationships and just kind of stuff you didn't really care too much about, especially the kid. You know what I'm talking about?
Mhm. Yeah, that's one of the arcs I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I like where they were trying to go with bringing him into the story, but I think they focused a little bit too much on like him and the dude with the one leg, and there's just some stuff I think they could have worked out. But you're definitely gonna get more seasons of Punisher, and now all that stuff is kind of set up. Then I think it's gonna be rocking and rolling. Although this is kind of how these Marvel shows have been. They kind of like Daredevil last season was kind of like that. There was just a lot of filler in between the main story, and it kind of weaves you in and out of the story, and it kind of loses you a little bit. Jessica Jones was the same way. I didn't even watch Iron Fist. I'm just not interested in Iron Fist at all. Not
heard
one
that
bit.
Iron Fist is the weakest of all of the shows so far.
That's what I've heard, and I've heard that it's got a lot to do with the choreography being so shitty.
There's not that much action, and I get it. Like it's Danny Rand before he like really becomes the Iron Fist, like really embraces it and has control and, you know, becomes a hero. But it was just so fucking boring.
Yeah, it's just and this. I don't like the story of the Iron Fist. I don't think it's very satisfying. You know what I mean?
Nah.
Like it just doesn't quite.
If they can eventually build it up to like Heroes for Hire, which is Luke Cage and Iron Fist together, like the whole comic is them pretty much being mercenaries.
Mhm.
I want to see that. That would be fun. Give me action packed the two of them together, because they also did have a good chemistry in Defenders.
Yeah.
But until we get there, it's just meddling. It's not great.
I'm not a big Luke Cage fan either. I don't think the actor does a very good job of being Luke Cage. I like the actor, but I just don't. He just doesn't come across to me as like Luke Cage. He's a little too soft. You know what I mean?
You know who
Soft
would be a
spoken.
badass Luke Cage? Idris Elba.
Dude.
Idris Elba would be a badass anything. I'd be cool with him as Doctor Who. I'd be cool with him as 007.
Yeah,
I'm fine with it.
Or what about the
Yeah.
dude from The Wire? What's his name? I forget his name.
Oh, Omar.
Omar,
yeah.
Or how about Morgan Freeman, dude?
Oh God.
Morgan Freeman as Luke Cage? Are you kidding me? I'd watch that.
He just solves conflict with words. He just talks to him for a little bit, and they're like, you know what? Never mind. I don't feel like robbing
I was
this bank
just about
today.
to try to do a Morgan Freeman accent, but it's pretty hard. It's pretty hard.
it is.
Surprisingly.
You are too white for that.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
You do not have the bass in your voice for it.
No, you're correct. You're correct. I know a lot of like fans and just a lot of fans like the Punisher, but there's just a lot of critical. It hasn't been received very well critically, because it's not like this. I think it's just a fun, good superhero show. I think it's a lot better than some of the other Marvel ones.
I think it's definitely a quote unquote superhero show that people can watch if you don't really give a shit about superhero shows.
Yeah. His superpower is just that he can
kill people really good.
and he can withstand a lot of pain. It's pretty much it. But he's definitely
Yeah, like he doesn't have any superpowers. It's just like I'm good at killing shit and I can get fucked up and still go.
Yeah. The only big superpower you really see is like literally the opening scene of the show where he has a sniper and he plucks that dude from like 5 miles away. That one you're just like, okay, that's a little bit stretching it. But everything else is pretty. I mean, if you're a big, crazy, strong dude, I guess you can do that stuff. All right. Anyone else checking out any media lately? I haven't.
I am.
Really
I'm
watched
almost
it.
caught up on the latest Dragon Ball Super.
The latest?
Yeah, the anime that's currently going on, the Dragon
I
Ball
didn't know.
anime.
I didn't know there was a new one.
Dude,
Yeah.
they're like at 116 episodes in.
Holy
Yeah.
shit! Really?
Yeah, Goku
Yeah.
got yet another form.
What's his newest form?
Ultra Instinct.
Oh God.
What does that mean?
Dude,
Oh,
it's
God.
not even like there's no color. It's just I don't know.
And this is why I
going
didn't
crazy.
watch Super.
It's super. This whole arc has felt like Namek all over again, where it's taking forever.
What is this one called?
That's just
It's Dragon Ball Super. The first
Super.
46 episodes are just the two movies, the Battle of Gods and Resurrection F, which you can just watch those two and skip 46 episodes of Super.
which I suggest.
Which I totally suggest because they're better animation and
Well, not only that, but any like skippable episodes of any Dragon Ball series ever.
there really hasn't been like super amounts of filler. There's nothing like Piccolo and Goku going to get their driver's license. God, I hated that shit.
Yeah.
But
yeah, he's not kidding. That was a real thing.
The action's pretty good when it does happen. But
I'm gonna be real with you, man.
Be real, my dude.
I want to be real with you. I watched Dragon Ball when I was a kid, like the original Dragon Ball and the Dragon Ball Z on
As
Toonami.
most our age.
mhm.
Yeah, as most people did our age, and especially like when you were a kid, growing up. Like, you didn't see cartoons like that. That
Tsunami,
shit came on and you
man.
were like, holy shit, this looks
Come home from school 4 o'clock.
yeah, this looks
yeah.
badass. These fuckers are fighting it out. But I cannot stand Dragon Ball anymore. I can't. I have no love for Dragon Ball besides nostalgic. Like, oh, that was my first anime I watched. But even then, like, they were showing like Gundam and pretty much any
Gundam
other
Wing.
anime
Oh
on
my
Toonami that had no filler. Like
Gundam
Dragon
Wing.
Ball Z is it is so mind numbing to me.
No,
right
man,
now.
don't tell me that every anime that was on Toonami had filler.
Yeah, but not
They
as bad as
all
Dragon
had
Ball
filler.
Z.
Dragon Ball Z was notorious for its filler, though. Yes.
Yeah. Like one fight would take literally, it wouldn't even be an important fight, but one fight would take at least 3-4 episodes.
That's why anime like Cowboy Bebop was so much fun, because they were they weren't arcs. They were just, you could watch an episode. Yeah, self-contained.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy anime that's self-contained.
That's why Cowboy Bebop is one of the best animes of all time.
Yeah,
it's
so
gonna be
good.
hard to top. But
plus Tank is an amazing theme song.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
Dude, that
If
shows.
you've ever seen the sheet music for that song, yeah, it's fucking insane.
That show's so good, dude.
Yeah, it is.
I haven't watched it in a while. I should put that back on.
Yeah, because they've remastered it so many times. They have it on like Blu-ray now. And
Yeah,
all
I gotta
that.
watch it.
It's still good.
Yeah, it's so good. But like I said, ever since I got out of that age where I just discovered Dragon Ball Z and I moved on to like different anime or just like anything else, really, I cannot go back to Dragon Ball Z. I have all of the episodes of Dragon Ball Z in physical form, and I rewatched them one time. I rewatched all of them as soon as I got them.
Does that include the movies?
No. The whole time I was sitting there and I was watching these, I just wanted to blow my damn brains out. I was like, this is just dragging out so long.
If you that's why rewatch Dragon Ball Z. Just either watch Kai, which eliminated a lot of the filler, or just watch Dragon Ball Z abridged.
Dude, how about the Frieza series? Do you remember how long that would drag?
The Namek Saga. Oh my god.
The Namek Saga is like 200 episodes.
How many episodes did it take for Goku to turn Super Saiyan? About 15?
Yeah, it was a while. Like it was like 3 of them, just him explaining to Frieza what it was. I like when they were like, Namek's about to blow up in 5 minutes, and it's like 3 episodes later it finally blows up. It's like it's been an hour and a half.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. This current arc, like they're in this tournament of power, and there's like 30 minutes left, and it's gonna be like 45 episodes because apparently 20 minutes worth of episode is about 45 seconds real time.
Yeah.
Despite all of the dialogue and all the powering up.
They have to explain every waking second of everything.
What is Ultra Instinct? And then they go into a 10-minute tirade of like...
And the ball is powering up, and the ball controls all the powers.
Of why they called it Ultimate Instinct?
The Ultra Instinct, yeah, they were like, this is a power only the gods have. It's never been achieved by a mortal.
No, I don't mean that. I don't mean what the power is. I mean why they named it Ultimate Instinct.
Why they named it?
Oh, sure.
Yes.
No, they go through that too.
For it. I'm fucking waiting for it.
No, they go through that too.
No, but yeah, when Dragon Ball Super came out, everybody's like all hyped and shit. They're like, oh yeah, new Dragon Ball, you go check this out. And I was immediately like, nope. I have not watched a single episode. Not only that, but also if you're getting into it back then, which Doobie, if he's up to current, he knows what I'm talking about. The Japanese voice actor for Goku is fucking terrible.
I hate the voice actor for Goku. She's so annoying. I know that it's been the same voice actor for like decades.
Since Dragon Ball, the original Dragon Ball, when Goku was like a kid,
it's
like
too
a fucking
high-pitched.
Yeah, it's like he played like a 6 to 8 year old kid in the original Dragon Ball. Yeah, it's a girl who does Goku. And instead of changing voice actors when he grew up, they just kept the same voice actor. So it's just a high pitched, annoying voice.
Oh my god, but fuck, my ears are bleeding. Vegeta's voice actor in the Japanese is great, but nope, let's get this god awful voice actor for Goku. I usually say, I like subs and Japanese voice acting more, but not in that case.
Yeah, never in Dragon Ball Z. Dubs are always better in Dragon Ball Z.
Like, all the other characters are fine. Goku's just it's to the point where I want to put a bullet in my brain.
But the dubs are pretty good anyway. They're not that bad in Dragon Ball. At least Dragon Ball
Yeah.
Z.
Well, I mean, not only that, but you grew up with dubs, so you're kind of
Yeah.
used to the dubs in Dragon Ball Z anyway.
Yeah, true. All right. Let's move on to some tech news. We have some stuff here. Apple Pay Cash is going to be available. It's rolling out. I think it's out now, if I'm not mistaken. I've had it because I have the beta iOS versions. But it's pretty cool because now you can send cash through iMessage, which is pretty it's pretty cool that you can do that. Pretty much like a Venmo. I don't know how well it's gonna do against Venmo because like Venmo Me is like now a term. I don't know if you guys have used it yet, but it's like
My brother is all about Venmo, and when I looked at it, I was like, I wonder who's. Oh, it's PayPal. Okay, this makes sense.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's and that's the biggest problem with Apple Pay right now is that it doesn't support PayPal. And someone like myself, all my money's on PayPal. I use my regular banking checking account as like a quick checking account, but all my savings and stuff is in PayPal. I use PayPal for everything. And I can't connect it to my Apple. I have to transfer it to my other bank account and then transfer my Apple to that bank account, which isn't a problem, but I really would love to see that type of native connection. I don't think it's ever going to happen. The two services are just constantly competing with each other. But now that you can send money to through iMessage, I guess it makes it easier for some people. You get like this card. Let's see if I can show you guys.
You've been able to do that through Facebook too.
You get like this like a holographic like pay cash card that you can put money on, and you can do that if you don't
Was
have.
Was that in Apple Pay?
Yeah, was this the new
just
Apple
the
Pay
card?
Cash card?
Right, but didn't you still have like a card like that?
What do you mean?
Like didn't it just show you like a card like that?
Well, you can add like your own cards into it
Right.
and just store your cards, or you can set up.
Like I mean, that's how Android Pay is always looked like. It's like that. Like it keeps track of your cards as cards like that.
Yeah. Apple Wallet does that, or
That's what I was
well now
guessing.
you
Okay,
can add now you can have like an Apple Pay card that they offer, which you can use to send money through iMessage. So I put like $20 on it, and if I needed to send someone like $5 for a tip, or I could just iMessage to them. I haven't been able to really do it yet because no one has had it. No one else has had the beta. But now that this is out, I could probably set that up. Just
heard that. I'll install it right now, and Wayne can send me $5 real quick. But no, like this opens up so many new doors in the venues of cam whoring.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. I mean, we're getting closer and closer to the point where, I mean, who the fuck needs cash anymore? And that's a life I would love to live. Just don't lose your phone.
Yeah, no, I literally never carry cash ever.
I still do sometimes because, there's times where you just need to give someone $5 or you need to pay like a small chunk of change or something. And it's just like, why am I going to take my card? Like take it out of the card. But I don't know now. I don't know. It's becoming a little easier when you have your phone on you. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. All right. I'm trying to figure out exactly what's going on with this AMD story here in the blockchain. Do you know what this is about, Jerry?
Nothing much really.
It looks like they want to participate in a blockchain technology. Are they creating their own?
Yeah.
Are they joining one?
They haven't really said anything like that other than they're very interested in it and they want to get more into it, which could also be interesting to me is if they end up making, I mean, if it's like everyone else when they say, oh, I want to get into cryptocurrency and makes a coin like Burger King. I think it would be funny if they make an AMD coin and then you have the special AMD miner card.
Yeah.
I think what I think they're doing is realizing how much money they're making because of miners and things like that. So they're getting more invested into it.
Well, here they say,
and especially like the actual blockchain side of it, not just like, a card.
Yeah. Here they say that cryptocurrency miners were, quote, very small percentage of sales, and specifically that they represented a mid-single digit percentage of buyers, 4 to 6%. The number is hard to believe for me, as I expected it to be significantly higher, with the prices of graphics cards continuing to climb well above the MSRP. It wasn't too bad when writing our gift guide, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what the rest of that is.
Yeah, I'm calling bullshit on that. Like, yeah, no, I'm calling bullshit on that. Like, freaking 570 is still like $270 when the MSRP is like 160.
Yeah, but that's the
like
thing.
4% selling out everyone doesn't cause that high of a jump.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is it the crypto miners, or is it just that these stores can do that now? They can blame the crypto miners and just mark it up.
I do think it's part of that, but like I think it's a lot higher than like say like 4 to 6%. I think that's just flat out wrong.
Yeah, I don't know, but it makes me wonder now, because it just makes you wonder now, because there's
like
a lot of talk about GPUs being
like maybe it's 4 to
crypto.
6. Yeah, because like maybe it's 4 to 6% of consumers are miners. I can see that being true, but the problem is everyone's buying one graphics card while a miner's gonna buy 12 of them.
Yeah.
And so that's like total sales. There's no way it can be 4 to 6.
Yeah, that's interesting, because I wouldn't leave it out. It's because the MSRP is what they're setting it at, and if they're still selling that high, it's got to be some of these shops are just keeping that markup, and there's no reason for them to drop it. There's especially now with the holiday season coming up, dude. It's not gonna drop until way after. So that's interesting. You would think though that AMD would come out and say, "Look, we have plenty of stock." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to drop some of these prices there. We have so much stock. What are you doing? We know that $300-$400 570s is nice for you, but dude, we're trying to get rid of these. But that's interesting. I don't know exactly. Everyone's trying to get into blockchain these days. Makes sense. I guess AMD is going to try to get into it.
Yeah.
I would like to see if they would start their own, or jump on that IOTA block.
True. Yeah, I mean, most of them they're finally getting down to 240.
Yeah.
Which is nice, but it's also like, okay, so it's still only marked up $80.
Yeah. Yeah, those markups are. I think in springtime you'll start to see them drop again as soon as a new card gets released, and then they're miners are now buying IOTA. We got to mark the prices back up.
You can't mine IOTA.
Or yeah, they're mining EOS. Hike them up.
Yeah, that'll actually be interesting to see how well IOTA does overall, because that's like the first coin I've actually seen get kind of big based off of like that 3rd gen tech, where it doesn't use mining or anything like that.
It's super interesting. There's a lot of hype behind it. I don't know if I'm buying the hype right now.
Yeah,
but the tech is. It is interesting on how exactly they are producing these tokens on the blockchain through a decentralized, automated protocol with no fees quickly through the tangled. It's just super convoluted and weird, but it is interesting. We'll see. I want to know more about it. I don't really know 100% about what the tech is really doing though. All right, this look at this fucking computer case, the Loke Ghost S1. We saw this on Jay's 2 Cents. He had it on his channel, and you can go check it out. But it's actually, dude, it's pretty fucking slick, dog.
It's slick. It's cool. It reminds me of risotto. Risotto.
Risotto.
No, there's a brand. I know. No, it is. There's a company called that makes kind of cases in that kind of ideal.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Like the super small form factor.
Yeah.
I mean, this would
might not be risotto, but it's R something like that.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
Like if you could fit a decent build in here, that'd be really
cool. It's mini ITX, but you can fit a full size graphics card.
Yeah, which is pretty good. I mean, if you're gaming, if this is an HTPC, that's fine.
Oh, this is perfect. But the only problem with it is right now you can only get one for about $261.
Yeah, they're definitely expensive. I like how it's modular.
Then
though.
it just becomes useless.
Well, I think a lot of these type of cases, like these craft cases, they're not mass produced, so they have to charge that much.
Yeah.
I don't know how much the Kickstarter was going for when you were
261. That's what I'm at right now. It's like it's over 200. It's over 250.
Over 250.
Yeah.
Was it always like that?
I mean, they had an early bird special for like 200.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. I can see it being 200. I could see it being 200 because a lot of those like Lee and Lee ones with all the tempered glass and stuff can get up there, but they're also mass produced.
But it's same. You can also get nice ones too that are small, but they're still mass produced from like Fantex and stuff like that, cheaper.
Yeah,
like the
Cooler
Shift X
Master.
and things like that, and like, I mean, crap. NZXT's got like 3 really nice mini ITX cases that will do full graphics card, but not in that form factor, not that small.
Yeah, this one's tight. This one's super tight. There was also another company that did really small ones. I forget what the name was. But it's like this is for like someone who knows exactly what they need it for.
Yeah, like this is fantastic if you're in a small apartment too, because how small that thing is, it's amazing.
Yeah, or just under the
even
TV,
when I was looking
man.
at it too, it's like, oh, this is perfect for a mining grade. You can stack 3 of them, but not at that price.
Yeah, that's expensive. It's slick though. I do like
it. Is
like
slick,
as
yeah.
like a home theater PC. This is perfect. I would like to see a tempered glass somewhere on it. I love tempered glass on these cases. It's my next.
Look
move.
at that new thermal take thing then. The Core P90.
Yeah.
Check out the Core P90. It's their open and air, but with tempered glass case they did this year. It's that, but on a triangle.
Let's check it out.
This wins Bizarre Case of the Year award for me is all I'm saying. Like it's a triangle.
This is fucking crazy.
Yeah. They put it up on screen. It's just like, what?
This is crazy. It's a little too big, dude. It's a lot of unnecessary space, but I'm into it actually. That's tempered glass for sure. Dude, it is so big for no reason. They could definitely made it smaller.
There you go, dude. There's your corner mounting piece for tempered glass of just why.
No, I think I'm gonna go mini ITX. I've been trying to build this home theater PC. I have the 1080 just sitting around. I need to make this home theater PC. Just taking it slow, looking for the right case. This case is it's nice, but I don't know if this is the one I'm gonna go for. It's a little too tight for me. I don't need it this small, and I'm not spending $260 on a fucking case. But this is cool, man. I like these like smaller craft PC rigs. I don't know if you guys ever been into like the mechanical keyboard subreddits and like seen all like the custom craft keycaps and stuff like that. But it kind of gives me the same vibe when you see like these cases, and some open benches are like this, which is usually just a few guys in a shed somewhere.
Few guys in a shed somewhere.
It's gotta represent, dude. 1+ 5T. When did this get released?
If you want that, I was gonna say quickly though, check out the Fantex Enthoo Evolve. Not the Shift, but the regular one too. If you just want a nice small case with that tempered glass.
Yeah, I was looking at that one for a while.
Yeah, or like something like that style.
I like it. I like the way. I mean, it's just clean. It's
Yeah.
just clean.
Okay.
All right, 1+ 5T, and then when you type it into Google, you get a graph. By the way.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because it thinks you're trying to do math. That's great.
That's some
It's
good.
just,
into
it's just a
Google.
graph. It's a graph that you'd get on a graphing calculator. It thinks it's an equation. Oh
When you
my
type
God,
it into
that's
Google,
great.
it immediately links you to Wolfram Alpha.
Yeah. $500.
That's so great.
Dude, the OnePlus line is like a budget Android line, but
But not budget.
But they're not budget because they pack some nice tech into it. Can
Well,
you
no, like,
get these
the-
anywhere in a store
Um,
like Best Buy, or do you have to get them
sometimes,
online?
yeah, sometimes like the first ones you definitely couldn't, but they did start getting into some brick and mortars. Some of the later ones, like they're not, it's not nearly as easy as finding any other phone, basically, but they're definitely in some of them.
Yeah.
But like it's crap for $500. It's really good.
Yeah, if you want a phone if you want a phone that is, if you're someone who doesn't use a phone all the time, I mean, this is a good way to go.
Oh, even if you do, it's great because like that's something I do give OnePlus a lot of credit is they listened for feedback very heavily and like what their customers actually want. They usually try to add.
Yeah.
So like it is a 6-inch screen and it's only 1080, which honestly is still more than fine. And they went with that because their customers wanted them to, simply just to save battery life.
Yeah.
So like that's why they did it, is because that's what their customers wanted them to do.
Hey, and there's a headphone jack too.
And there is a headphone jack.
Yeah.
The saving grace,
one
basically.
of the few. One of the few with the headphone jack. I mean, that alone is going to sell for a lot of people. Headphone jack.
This is probably the phone I'd buy at the moment
New
because
phone
of the
with the
headphone
headphone
jack.
Does this thing have?
128 gigs, 8 gigs of
man.
RAM.
Yeah, for $500,
Damn.
Yep.
dude.
Yeah.
Snapdragon
Alright,
835.
which is what every other phone is having.
Yep.
Like if you're buying an Android phone right now on the high end, it's an 835.
There's pretty much where they save money. Let's see. Adreno 540. Pretty much where they're saving money is on the screen, because these screens are getting so expensive and they're using a 1080p screen.
And it's actually still a good 1080p screen though.
Yeah.
And like it's one of
I
those
don't know
things
about-
again where on a phone it's like it's still over 200.
You don't
It's
need
still over 200 PPI.
You don't need a 4K screen on your phone. At least not
Yeah.
now.
God no.
No, yeah, well, I was about to say, you're like, where they're saving money is the 1080p screen. It's like, well, I honestly don't really need anything above a 1080p
Right.
screen, to be
Yeah.
honest with you.
Dude, I have my Samsung S7 goes up to 1440 and I always keep it at 1080 because you save so much more battery life and you can't tell the difference. I mean,
Yep. And
there's
that's
a
why
point
they did it.
like the new Samsungs are fucking, the screens are insane. I mean, the resolution and the pixel density on them, it's gorgeous, but you're paying for it. You know, you got to pay that extra tax just for that type of screen. And really, how much better is it since the 1080? You know, how much better is it to the 1080? It's really not that. At that size, you can't really tell. You know,
And I mean, also look at how little bezel there is on that phone,
yep.
and it still has a
bezels.
headphone jack.
Yep, and it looks good. And it looks
Yeah, no,
good.
like I want to get my hands on one of these to play with because this actually looks impressive to me. Like this is kind of my phone style. Because honestly, what I've been telling people to buy lately is the essential phone of all things if you're going cheap. Because like Sprint's been throwing them around for like $100. And like
essential phones.
yeah,
Oh,
like
dude.
for Black Friday and stuff like that, they were throwing them down for $100.
Dude.
Like, and then at that point you're like, yeah, dude, if you're not spending over $400, like, dude, it's yeah.
Actually, I don't know, dude, because I mean, a lot of people like to have a nice camera on their phone, and the essential camera fucking blows donkey dicks.
It has gotten a lot better.
Oh,
It's still not, yeah, it's still like hardware wise, it still limits it a bit, but they have fixed a good amount of the software issues. And it's still not gonna be, an iPhone camera. It's not a Pixel camera. But like it's definitely gotten up to be like a B+ camera. Like it's gonna compete with LG V20, V30 camera.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's competitive with those. And at that point, that's still better than anything you're gonna get for anything south of 500, to be honest, for the most part.
Dude, I don't know any phones that you can get for $100 that aren't flip phones.
Yeah, like no, they're trying to get rid of them for like $200, $100 some places, and at that point, yeah, dude, that's a fucking fantastic phone.
This is also USB-C, this 5T, with the USB-C power adapter that comes with it. records in 4K, 30 frames per second on the back camera. I don't know the camera quality. I haven't seen it.
I know, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
I mean, why would I not get this phone though?
It's
You know
a
what I
really
mean?
good phone.
Like,
No, they've been doing a really great job with it. Yeah.
Why would I be paying $1,200 for the new iPhone when I could just get this phone though?
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Do you want the iPhone or do you want this phone? You know,
I'm definitely never getting another iPhone, but
I would if
I don't know.
you're looking for just like a phone, like a good phone, dude. You gotta get this. Is the one you get right now.
Yeah, no, it's a great phone. Like all the reviews have been coming out really strong.
Yeah,
Like
this is the one you get.
And I mean, like the only thing this is competing against is at this price range is like the new BlackBerry.
I mean, you could get a BlackBerry, dude.
Which the new BlackBerry actually is pretty cool. But I mean, even at that same $500 price point, that has a 625 that doesn't have a 835, and it has less RAM. It has less specs. The only thing it does have the original Pixel camera.
Oh, that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking for a new phone, dude, this is the one you want.
Yeah, if you're especially for $500 or the $500 is the 64. You only have to pay $100 for the 128.
One thing I like too is that it's aluminum.
Or $60. It's $560 if you want the 128.
No, it's not too bad.
And the bump up to RAM.
Yes.
I mean, that's still not bad at all, considering that
it's 500 for
iPhone.
6 and 64, or 560 for 8 and 128.
Considering like
It makes
iPhone
you
16
think-
gigs are like $900.
16 gigs.
Yeah, 16 gigs. Yeah.
The only thing is the problem with them currently is they don't have CDMA support.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dude, why are these phones company coming out not supporting these bands? You
This
gotta
is mostly
support.
sell in China.
You gotta support all of them, dude. You gotta support all these bands. This is a great phone.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking sucks. That's a big
So, yeah,
hit.
if I were to
That's a big hit.
yeah, if I were to be buying a phone right now, it would probably be this.
Yeah.
Just because it's half the price of, I mean, crap, even if you're getting a Pixel 2, like if you get a Pixel 2 XL with the same specs, this is half the price.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Dude, if I was in the market for an Android, I'd probably get this. But I can't because it's CDMA. They don't have CDMA.
Yeah, I can't either.
That's such bullshit.
I just like as soon as you said that, I was like, oh well, never mind.
Yeah.
That's probably
No
why it's
OnePlus
so fucking
One
cheap.
5T for me.
Might be able to get the next one though, because the what OnePlus usually does is they do that TikTok kind of formula, except their ticks usually in like March and their talks in October.
Mhm. Well, I mean it's a good phone on paper, that's for sure. You got to support all these bands, man. I would sacrifice a headphone jack if you could just give me my band so I could use it. You know, you gotta do that, but oh well. Maybe there's some type of like regulation that doesn't allow certain companies, like they're just like, why would I pay this regulation when I could just sell a shitload of over in China or something? You know what I mean? Because there's no reason to not support these bands unless there is some type of like regulation where they would need to, where it would prohibit them to do so. It doesn't make much sense.
Yeah. The image quality looks pretty decent, actually. Like it's not going toe to toe with like a Pixel or an iPhone or
No, it's just a good
the
phone.
the S8. No, but it's yeah.
I mean, if you think most of the money that goes into producing a phone is the screen and the camera, and I mean, if you were to get a camera that gave it iPhone or Pixel quality, you're gonna bump it up to another $200. If you're gonna put a 1440p, there's another $7,500 on it right there, and that's, I don't even know what the production costs are like to even get certain type of OLED screens from Samsung, and you know what I mean. So it's like you gotta take some of those trade-offs there. But if you're someone who doesn't take pictures all the time, you're not like a content creator, you just need a fucking phone that can get on the internet and check Reddit and Discord and stuff like that, and you want to take pictures sometimes, dude, this is like the phone to get.
Yeah, honestly, these
phones.
pictures aren't pretty good, actually.
Yeah. No, I'm sure, man. I'm sure unless you started like really fucking digging in there, they're probably fine. But it doesn't support half of the bands, half of the companies. That is a big hit. Oh, well. Anyways, speaking of essential, our boy Andy Rubin, devastating loss because of misconduct from a prior firm. Which firm was it? Was it at Google? I'm assuming it was at Google. He had to step away.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Step away from Essential. Which
Probably
is
because no
pretty
one bought
crazy.
the phone.
I mean, you think that's what it was, and then he was just like, "Oh, let's blame it on something else. Maybe I can get it
I don't know.
somewhere else." This is why no one bought the Essential phone. Because it was just this fucking goofy ass looking phone. That's the only reason why.
There was a goofy ass looking phone that wasn't Apple.
Yeah. It was a goofy ass looking phone that wasn't Apple. And I mean, I didn't see any marketing for it.
No, there wasn't any. And then once marketing finally came out, like they already launched it with too many problems, basically.
It had a ton of problems. The camera is like a big feature for phones nowadays, which is hard on phone makers, but dude, you got to have a good camera.
Yeah. And like they've made it definitely better, but it just had that, like it was easy to scratch, but at the same time, like outside of that, it was pretty fine.
Do you remember when we first started to look at the Essential phone, when we heard rumblings of it on the show?
Yeah.
We were like, damn, yo, this phone is sick, bro. Look at that screen on it. Look, it comes out in a cool green and gold color. This is the hype market, man. And then when it rolled out, dude, it just fell flat on its big ass fucking wide face. It doesn't look too weird. I think it kind of looks nice. Unfortunately, it just didn't work out for the company. Hopefully hopefully they can allow to like do more with it, because I do like the way that they're going. You know, This is the Android father.
Oh yeah, he's the father of, and he was the father of Android and of Danger, so the Sidekick stuff. That's how he got into Android. He made all the he made the Sidekick operating system and all that.
Oh, dude, that was my favorite fucking phone ever.
Yeah, that was him. He was the head of doing all of that stuff.
Dude, I would buy a phone that was like a Sidekick right now. It was like it could flip up and you had a keyboard. I love that. So it says here it's unclear what exactly. Oh, here we are. Internal investigation at Google 2014 after a female employee complained about the relationship, according to a person with knowledge of the matter who spoke on the condition of anonymity because the details were confidential. The inquiry found that the relationship was inappropriate because the woman worked for the Android team while Mr. Rubin was leading it, this person said. See, that's the thing too, man. I don't know if I agree with that so much. Like I get it, like bosses like getting into relationships with those who are underneath them in terms of the work. But I mean, should you be fired over it? I don't know. I don't know. I guess when your company is like this big, I guess you just can't do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, probably not.
But like, what's the problem with that? It was a consensual relationship between two people. The just because he's the boss doesn't make someone's.
It's usually still frowned upon, though. Like
no, work
like that. Yeah,
I definitely get it. I definitely don't think anyone should be dating anyone in the workplace. It's just always a bad idea.
It is usually that's when it becomes more of an issue, is when it is like, you know, management or leadership. You know what I mean? With an
Yeah.
underlink, that's where it gets messy for everyone too.
Yeah, and
So I can see that.
I mean, I get, like, say you're a company and you find out your CEO is dating like the secretary.
Yeah.
Like it does look bad, and it's kinda
partially that it looks
wrong.
bad, but it opens doors. Like when I one of my first jobs was working at Burger King, and the manager literally hired people based off of if they were hot and if he could sleep with them.
Yeah.
Like it does just open doors like that aren't acceptable.
Yeah. But I don't think that's ever gonna go away.
Yeah, probably not. But I don't know. Yeah, I can see why they did it.
I don't know if that will ever go away. Like bosses who have a wife and kids, but then they end up just like fucking one of the secretaries or one of the people in the marketing team. Like that's always gonna happen. That's never gonna stop. So like instead of like just kicking them out of the position, maybe figuring out some other type of way to deal with it. I don't know. But then again, like the power complex of it does, I guess it is kind of fucked up. Because say you're the woman or the man, and your boss is like, I want to fuck you. You really need that job though. You know what I mean? You ain't trying to get fired. You're not trying to, you're put into, like, immediately as soon as he or she says that, you're put into a position that ultimately sucks dick. Like you just immediately get the shit hand. So I get that as well.
You look at Hollywood, the whole Hollywood thing is based upon, do you want to work in this town?
Yeah.
Because power.
Yeah. But then again, on the other side of it, like Hollywood is like, what you're getting into going to Hollywood. You know that the jobs that you get are dependent upon your looks. Almost 99% of the jobs that you get are dependent upon your looks. Dependent upon if you're sexy or if you're ugly or if you're a fat guy, if you're the funny guy. So that in itself is a little bit, I mean, you just know that that's what the work entails. It's not like you get there and you're just like, oh my God, they were sexualizing me. It's like, no, that's what your whole Instagram is based around. That's what your whole Facebook is based around.
I mean, for actors and actresses, I can see that, but that same thinking shouldn't apply to the production assistant, to the cam grip.
Yeah.
Some of these behind the scene people.
Yeah, that's true.
Who were also having a lot of sexual harassment.
Yeah.
And sexual assault from their bosses in Hollywood, because that's just a feeding ground for predators.
Yeah, dude, like Weinstein he was like the ultimate example of that, and that's why it was like a cascading effect from him. It's because he was like one of the most powerful men in the country. And I mean, the fact that this one girl just had enough of the bullshit and was just like, dude, guess what? Yeah. This guy, listen.
And now you're seeing decades of swept under the rug shit being exposed.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. There's definitely a lot of that expose to get released, and there's more to come. Ultimately, a good thing. I just don't like to see it like there's some example, like we were talking about the Pine Grove incident. There's some examples like that where it's just so convoluted and nuanced and weird, and you just ultimately you're just like, this is a shitty situation for everyone involved, and it just doesn't feel like there's any justice served at all. Like for him to cancel the tour and to release that apology for the woman, for the fans, it just nothing felt resolved. Everything just kind of just like, what was even the point of that? You know what I mean? There's just a lot of that going on, and it's really interesting time, man, to be in the public.
You just gotta be careful not to get swept up in the accusation wave. For every 100, I don't know, throwing out a number, for every like so and so amount of people who are truthful and come out with their real stories, there's always that one or two people that try to slander somebody.
Right. And is it ultimately worth it? Probably. I mean, it's definitely changing the landscape of the workplace. Hopefully for the better.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say it's a witch hunt because it's definitely not a witch hunt. But
Yeah.
there are some cases that allegations come on. You just got to be careful.
Yeah.
Everyone
And
needs to be
like,
careful these days.
and I'm sure Andy Rubin was probably complicit in his leaving. Like, I'm sure he was just like, all right, I guess it's, the Central phone's not selling too well. This thing's popping up. Maybe it's just time for me to move on. I hope that's what happened. I hope that it wasn't like because of this one small, tiny relationship you had 3 years ago at your firm, you have to, leave behind your job and your life's work. That just doesn't feel like any justice was served. Was this woman, did she come out and was she sexually harassed or sexually assaulted, or was it just because they had a relationship and that's just frowned upon? It doesn't feel like much is being accomplished there in terms of that, if that was the case. And the last conversation that we're going to have deals more with anonymity.
Anemones?
Anonymities. Amenities. How do I phrase this? All right. So the question here is, should the internet always be completely anonymous? And I brought this up for one reason. I forget exactly what that reason was. What were we talking about where this came up?
This reminds me of the South Park troll trace thing from, what was it, last season? Where it's like anybody can see your history. And what exactly, like, how will people react when they see what you've said and done on the internet?
Well, that's the thing about the internet, man. It's like, because you're anonymous, if someone looks at your history and they see all this, whatever it is that you're looking at, say it's fucking crazy, fucked up shit, right? But there's no face for them to connect it to, or it's just like some name, fake profile image. Like, it doesn't really matter to you. But if someone were to actually find out that it's you, real life you, and can draw you to a Facebook, then all of a sudden, your life, you feel like your life is ruined. So
You're
it's
held
a
accountable
really
for what you say.
Yeah, it's a really weird
but at
kind
the same
of like
time, like, if
thing.
you're anonymous, then your opinion and your whatever you think and whatever you say, I can't put a face to it, so I don't put any value into it.
You're saying
It's
as the poster or as someone who's receiving
as the recipient. If I received a bunch of just an egg on Twitter with username ? Says fuck you, you're fat, you suck, you should kill yourself, I'm gonna look at it and go, well, I don't know who you are, and obviously your life sucks, so you have no value. Your opinion has no value to me. If it was somebody I knew and somebody, with a set of opinions and was a known user, that person has much more value, but also can be held accountable for what they do and say.
Yeah. Okay, so I remember what I wanted to bring this up with, because Facebook just released this new app where children can pretty much face chat with each other, right? They can just chat with
That's asking for problems.
Messenger with kids. Now, but this in itself is a great idea, right? To bring children together. I mean, technology in children's lives is not like our lives when we were kids. It's completely different for them. Like, it's super embedded into them. They have like some of the most cutting edge technology right at their fingertips. The picture of the Facebook Messenger app ad is a fucking little white kid with his hands like this and 2 fidget spinners fucking spinning on his fingers, dude. That kid's gonna get some pussy when he grows up, for sure. And but okay, so anyways,
the memes never die, man.
He'll meet Kevin Spacey.
Do you think anonymity? I'm sure we'll all agree here. Do you guys think anonymity is a good idea in this situation?
In this specific situation?
Yeah, this specific situation.
All right, so you want to know what I think? I mean, you just asked me, so I guess you do.
No, dude, I just asked you this question. Shut up.
Was it rhetorical?
Nobody cares.
No, I would love to know what you think.
All right, so I think kids at the age where anonymity would be an issue in this kind of situation, they don't need a Facebook. They don't need a Facebook. They don't need social media or stuff like that. Because I know what you're getting at. Because like if we're all completely anonymous and everything, then you'll have like kids FaceTiming fucking sexual predators is what it'll end up getting to.
Yeah.
But I think that it is important to protect anonymity online. But in situations like this, I think that as a responsible parent, you should not let your kid be doing shit like this.
Well, why
this is a terrible idea.
Why is it important to protect anonymity, in your opinion?
Well, like you said
why
before,
is anonymity so important?
Well, like you said before, you were talking about, oh, well, if somebody sees what you look at online or this and that, they'll judge you for it. Well, I mean, I think that's your business. Like, as long as you're not like looking at some, like some illegal stuff, some stuff that you're alluding to with the children messenger. If you're not doing shit like that, I believe you should be able to. I mean, the internet is like your personal entertainment is what the internet is. So you should be able to look at pretty much whatever you want to and say whatever you want to and remain anonymous and know that it'll never get back to you.
Well, I think that's a little bit different because you're more talking about privacy.
Privacy. Yeah.
Than anonymity. Whereas, say whatever it is you wanted to look at remain private and you knew the company, whatever website is going to keep your stuff private. But
they're not.
Everywhere you're at, it's you're just yourself. There's no alternate accounts. You're connected to whatever Facebook profile or whatever profile that you have to be a part of this website. I mean, is it such a bad idea? Is what I'm getting at. I don't know if it is. I don't know if it is.
I think it is because I'm just saying when I go on to Pornhub and they ask me if I want to log in using Facebook, I don't know, or if I want to like a video on Facebook, it's just
I have had nightmares about God forbid you're on that fucked up porn video and you accidentally hit share to Facebook, and then here's grandma.
Yeah.
What's this video here about anal fisting?
Yeah, exactly.
Granny, no.
Yeah, but that's more privacy than it is anonymity.
No, but I get what you're saying. You're like, okay, what if you went to Pornhub and they were like, oh, welcome back, Andrew. We're not going to share your shit, but welcome back. We know who you are. No, I think that's terrible because no company. Well, I mean, there are companies that have. Like, actually, I've said Pornhub a lot, but I'm going to use them again. I believe Pornhub would probably be one of those companies that are like, yeah, we're actually going to keep your shit private. But, like, no real companies are really going to do that. They're going to sell your information for ad revenue.
Yeah, but that's kind of what I'm getting at because that kind of happens now.
Yeah.
We're pretty much not really anonymous now.
Yeah, it's terrible.
And there's still a lot of, like, I want to see more apps, not technically like this Messenger for kids, but I want to see a lot more apps where accountability is implemented into the site or implemented into the service. So you can actually have real debate and real conversation with people in comment sections where things are a little bit more truthful and honest. And it's not just a complete Wild West all the time. You know what I mean? Because nowadays it's just almost pointless in every situation, every website to look in the comment section because it's just trolls and anonymous comments. And it just it's just people just trying to push other people's buttons. Where if there's accountability.
I really thought you were about to say anime weeaboos.
Ooh.
Where I think I think a little bit more accountability could go a long way on the internet or in certain situations. Maybe not every situation, but I think a lot of people do get mixed up privacy and anonymity because they are two different things. You know what I mean?
They are, but now you're stepping in the field of if somebody says something that I don't agree with, now I know how I can personally attack them. I can personally get in touch with them. I can personally raid their Facebook pages because I know who they are. And because I don't agree with them, I can just, go troll them on their Facebook, and then they can go troll me on mine. No, I don't like anything like that. I don't think that it would
make the NSA's
change.
Job really easy.
Yeah, you would. But I mean, let's be realistic. It's not going to change what people say. Like if I
mean, you
feel
could just
that
go on
strongly-
Facebook right now, and
Yeah.
it's the same
it's
shit.
fucking still terrible.
Yeah.
It's terrible stuff. Like I don't even like being friends with my family on Facebook because I don't want to know what their deepest thoughts are sometimes, you know what I mean? Like I don't know, because I don't think
But
it
I
would
kind of
actually
I kind of like that about Facebook. It's that you know people that you wouldn't know otherwise. You know, you wouldn't know someone's actual views on a topic otherwise. If it was a completely anonymous platform, which it still kind of is semi-anonymous, you wouldn't really know this. You wouldn't know how this person feels about a certain situation. And I think it does add more accountability to the things that they say. Whereas a website like YouTube or Reddit, any other social platform where everything is like completely 4chan, I mean, it's almost pointless to read anything in there in terms of actual comments. Like, who knows what this person's saying? You know, they could be completely full of shit. You don't know. There's just no accountability. There's nothing there to really keep it concrete. And I think that's kind of what all leads into like fake news, and it leads into just a whole web of lies everywhere. And
It's
I
what
think
causes the frogs to turn gay. We know.
no, that's
know the truth.
That's chemtrails.
Chemtrails.
Chemtrails falling. But I don't know. I
Oh.
think it's an interesting debate. You know,
Yeah, like I get it, but I think that could never be this. Like that could even be a standard, but that can't be everything. There has to be places for some anonymity.
yeah. But why?
Like there has to journalism, like
But
instantly
why?
Wayne's like,
journalism,
"But
like cybersecurity. You know, all of these other important topics.
Wayne's trying to live in
But
1983. He's fucking trying his hardest. He's
Well,
like, I
there's-
want fucking cameras everywhere. I want to see what everybody's doing at all times.
No. That's again,
It'll-
that's privacy. That's not anonymity. That's privacy. I want to know if when someone says something on a certain type of situation, I want to know if I'm reading bullshit. I've
Like,
read
yeah,
so much
I'm-
fucking fake news and just dumb shit in the past year alone that it's just like, why do I even read anything on the internet?
I
Who
mean,
knows what the fuck is being written?
The thing is like the president of the United States is full of bullshit, and you know who he is. You know where he lives. You know his name and what he does. Doesn't mean he's less full of bullshit. It's just like you just know the name with the face. Like, I don't know about you. I don't know about you guys, but if I read something on the internet in a comment section, 99% of the time I'm just like, okay, they're lying, or this is bullshit, or this is dumb.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I don't care even if they had their real name and their face on it. People still act like that when you know who they are. I know plenty of people who act like they're just say some like whatever, just some full of shit, and it's like, okay, well, I went to high school with you, I know you. You're full of shit, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it'll change anything. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think if I knew who was saying it, or if I could put a name with the face,
Mhm.
I don't think that they would change what they were saying, and I don't think it would change my view on what they were saying.
I can see that, especially once you get into like scale.
Yeah.
Because like I mean, especially with like Reddit, like even
Like
if there was a face next to all those names, that's guess what? That's still like what 30 million freaking names.
Yeah,
You
but
don't
I
give
do
a shit.
Right.
I do understand where you're coming from. Like, people would be less inclined to just say some crazy off the wall trolling batshit shit. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
commenting on a YouTube video of some, I don't know, like
The
Let's
real
Player.
true cesspool of
Yeah.
all of the internet.
yeah,
Oh my god, it's the
Yeah,
worst.
just commenting on the video like I'm gonna come to your house and slit your kids' throats or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Like crazy, just nuts shit. Yeah, there'd be a little bit less of that, but there'd still be that shit.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think ultimately there's just some fucking crazy fucks out there.
I mean, they're doing it already. Like it is slightly easier, but it's not that much easier. Like if they're gonna do it anonymously, they're probably comfortable just doing it anyway after a certain point.
And there's gonna be a point because like data is like gonna be the new currency pretty soon. And there's gonna be
Kind
a
of already
point,
is, my dude. But
Yeah.
yeah.
It's gonna be a point where where the data you're gonna be able to just know so much about someone because of the data So we're going to be at a point where things just aren't really we're not really anonymous anymore when we're online. And I think that there's a lot of fear in kind of ridding some of the internet of its anonymity. But I think for a lot of people, it's going to really allow them to feel a little bit safer online and allow them to just know a little bit more and where to go and where to stay away from, and communicate more online truthfully. And it could be a good thing. I'm not 100%.
Yeah, like it could be. I just think it's whatever shape that takes, it's always gonna be on a limited scale factor.
Mhm.
Like you're gonna see Facebook do it. You might see like Reddit do it. Like it's going to. You can even like have all of the biggest sites doing it, but it's just the internet's gotten to a scale that you just can't do that.
Yeah, and it's pretty interesting because I used to think the complete opposite way, probably about 5-6 years ago, like being on 4chan and shit and just talking so much like garbage. You know what I mean? Like the toxic parts of the internet that you would go to and the forums that you'd be in, and you're just like,
I mean, it's why
no way, you can't take away my anonymity. But
it's
now
why YouTube comments are so
4chan/B.
terrible. Yeah, dude, I was on 4chan in middle school, and that's who comments on YouTube videos.
Yeah, the thing is like to be honest with you, I've never really been that person online. Like I've never had the urge to just be extremely toxic to people.
Yeah, not really.
I mean, the only people that I'm quote unquote toxic to are people
Us.
I know in Discord and shit like that, you know?
Just be toxic to your friends.
Yeah, it's like I'm friends with half of you fuckers on Facebook anyway. You already know where I am, what I look like, my name, you know, where I live, shit like that. Like, yeah. I got that weird sense of if you're my friend, I'm gonna be a dick to you. But if I don't know you, I'm gonna be nice.
Yeah, man.
So yeah,
dude.
I don't know. I think that just comes down to your own mentality.
Yeah, I think this Facebook Messenger app for kids is such a bad idea. This is
Yeah,
Facebook
idea.
having bad ideas? What?
Mark
Yeah, I
Zuckerberg
think
is
children
gonna
on
be
the
president
internet?
soon.
That's a bad idea.
Mark Zuckerberg
Yeah.
is going to be president soon, so get used to bad ideas.
Like Bree, for some reason, she
Just-
let her kid have a Instagram account, and she linked all of her stuff to it so she could check it every once in a while. And she didn't check it for like a week. And then when she ended up checking it at the end, like he had like made friends with or accepted friend requests for like it was like some older dudes and shit.
Oh my
They
god!
were commenting
from
on
what's
his
his name,
selfie pictures.
From Roger Moore, whoever Ray Moore, whoever the guy's
Ron
name is.
Moore?
I was expecting it to just be, you know, the usual Instagram span of now he's friends with 3,000 porn stars.
Yeah,
That's all that half of Instagram is.
Russian
it's
porn
Graham
stars.
models. But yeah, so she shut that Instagram account down. I think she either did that or she locked it and made it private or something. I don't know. But yeah, in my opinion, little kids don't need social media.
Yeah.
His 7-year-old friend has a working phone. I think that's stupid.
It's crazy, man.
I mean, dude, as long as it doesn't end up like that Apple commercial, it's okay.
Oh my god.
That Apple commercial
dude.
triggers me so much.
We were talking
I'll
about that
even-
the other day. It's
The
so
iPad.
bad. What's a computer? What's a computer?
I saw that
You
shit and I was just like,
Dumb little bitch.
But everyone knows what a computer is. Like that. This is awful.
It's like, what, you don't go to school and use one at school every
it's
day?
not. It's like, oh, you're just a snobby little fucking liberal bitch.
Just a
Fucking, I
God,
hate you so much.
humongous hipster.
Oh my god, and she's like 6. Never called a 6-year-old a fucking bitch before, but god damn it.
It's
Yeah.
such a bad commercial.
You're not anonymous here.
It's terrible. No, definitely not. Yeah, so I don't know. Facebook, dude, what are you doing? Kids messaging app? Are you serious? You're gonna have so many predators on that immediately. Immediately. Do you think there should be like a separate internet for children? Like how could you even do that?
I don't know how you could gate that to where adults couldn't get on it.
Yeah, you would
But
have to not have
wouldn't be
anonymity.
able to.
Roy Moore, that's the guy's
You
name.
wouldn't, because like then you would be gated from making websites on it, and like I mean, I know coding
gonna make-
like
who's gonna
HTML
make
is
the
easy to
website?
learn, but like I'm more afraid of what the 7-year-old's website's gonna be.
dude, that should be a social experiment. Just get like I don't know, like 5,000 kids, and just like give them this like locked portion of the internet, and they're like, go crazy, and they just come in there like shut it down after 5 years, and then come in there and just look at it, open it up to the public.
I mean,
This-
I disagree with a little bit of your notion that some kids shouldn't be on social media. I think it's pretty cool. I just don't know if having them to have access to the full internet, because they're gonna get into some crazy shit, man. They're gonna see some shit a lot earlier than they are equipped for.
Me and Cassandra was streaming the other night, and I popped into voice chat and I was talking with him, and we were talking about like back in the day, like AIM and shit like that. You remember those chat rooms you'd get in when you were a little kid?
Oh my god!
And they would
nuts.
just like it would just like be, I don't know. I was like, I don't know what, like 12 years old or something, on some dial-up fucking bullshit on AIM in chat rooms, and it turned from like people talking about stuff that the chat room was about, and it just turned into like cybering and shit like that.
ASL.
Yeah, ASL, like constantly. And like, yeah, it's like that, except times 20 now. It's like times 100. It's 100 times worse now.
Yeah.
Back then, it's like I didn't know what that was. My parents didn't know anything about that.
Dude, there was a whole show around the premise of catching predators on AIM. It was so bad, where they made a very successful TV show about catching predators.
So you were a Dora Explorer fan 92. What are you doing here? Why don't you have a seat?
Or how about when you would find like rotten.com and shit like that when you're a kid, and you saw, or like the fucking Iraq beheading. I don't remember how old. I must have been like 13 years old when I saw that shit.
Yeah.
Get in middle school and just instantly go to Newgrounds.
Yeah.
Newgrounds wasn't as bad. It was just like,
man, E-Bomb's World. Like come on.
The worst you could get from Newgrounds. The worst you can get from Newgrounds, it was like the naked dress up dolls. That's about it. But yeah, rotten.com. Yeah, I remember seeing that shit when I was like 14, and I was like, what the fuck? Dead bodies everywhere.
Yeah, it definitely it had to have.
It grows you up real quick. Like you grow up really quick when you see shit like that.
You desensitize a lot.
Yeah.
And that's why we don't need fucking 7-year-olds on the internet, 7 and 8-year-olds on the internet, because
I think it's inevitable now.
It is, but like, I don't know, like you gotta be, if I had a kid in this day and age and that kid was old enough to get on the internet and like alone, I would have to literally restrict every single piece of hardware he had, because I could never. I don't know, even if you're like, oh, my kid,
dude,
I know it doesn't, but I mean,
you have to figure out a way to just make it so that.
Hey man, no,
like, that's the thing.
You do that because we had to work for it. They gotta work for it.
Yeah, dude.
They will, dude. There's gonna be fucking 19,000 rotten.coms waiting for them to grow them up.
I had to download Morpheus tools on my computer so I could use the keylogger to get my mom's password.
Yes.
to change the parental controls on my shit. So
dude, I was lucky. I was a lot more technologically adept than my parents were, because my mom's foreign and my dad's just a dumbass. And I was able to just bypass anything they put up there.
Yeah, pretty much. Like my mom was like, all right, so you're looking at this shit, I'm gonna just put a lock on it. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna download Morpheus tools, keylogger, and I'm gonna be like, hey, I need you to log in real quick and look at something.
That's why when you were 10 years old and you were able to get on the computer and had a printer, you printed out the dirty images. So when they did get locked, you still had them.
Dude, I had fucking pictures of Britney Spears printed out. And I remember I had probably only 6 pages of printouts,
and those pages were stuck together.
Yes, and no, dude, they would be leaking with the ink would just drool off of the fucking page, but I would put them in between my mattresses.
Are you sure that was ink?
And I remember I got caught. My mom was like changing my bed sheets, and she's like, Wayne, what is this? It's a picture of fucking Britney Spears, but like the ink was falling off her face, dude.
So it just looks super fucked up.
It was so funny.
She's like, what kind of fucked up shit are you into?
That shit was funny, man.
It's face melting porn, Mom. You just don't understand kids these
Don't
days.
understand, Mom. Yeah, those were yeah, the internet sure has changed.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Kids have it good these days.
Dude, there wasn't even
Yeah.
Google. There wasn't even Google when that was shit,
No.
when we were doing that shit.
You had to use Yahoo.
No, I
Ask
use
Jeeves.
Ask.
Ask, yeah.
Dude, you just had to find it. You just stumbled upon it.
Yeah.
There was no
you had to
Google.
surf the internet, the series of tubes.
I remember the first time I saw porn the first time I ever saw porn, and it was when like we first got our computer, some like old ass Windows 95 machine, and I don't remember what I was doing, but I clicked on this like file that it wasn't on the internet, it was just like downloaded on my computer, and it popped up, and I was so young, I had no idea what was going on the screen, and it was like some dude, it was like some dude who was just like really like blotchy, like you couldn't really make out what was going on, and then some chick, and I remember being like, "What is this?" I was like, "Mom, what is this on the
Stone
screen?"
Age porno.
And I'm like, and she comes in, and I'm like, "What? Why is this lady sucking on this guy's foot?" And she's like, "Wait, shut that off." And then it took me till like I was like way later. I was like, "Oh, she wasn't sucking on some dude's foot. She was sucking on his dick."
Do you remember the first time you saw like Skinamax? Just the
Yeah.
most softcore of porn.
Yeah, that fucking.
It was Spider Babe.
I remember watching the Bear Wench Project on fucking on one of those channels. You remember that, dude?
Yeah, there
The
was
Bear
also
Wench Project.
there was also Lord of the Thongs or something like that. It
Lord of
was
the G-Strings. It was Lord of the G-Strings. I remember that. Dude, Cinemax had the worst like after midnight programming. It was so softcore.
I'm googling Lord of the G Strings right now.
Yeah.
IMDb, the Lord of the G Strings. Oh my god, yeah, that was back when like VHS was around.
Yeah, I think it wasn't a Blockbuster around here, but it was a place called Movie Gallery, and they rented out all those softcore junts.
Yep, there was like a whole
Back in the
area.
day when you had a Blockbuster and a Family Video doing competition.
Yeah, dude, like
And you got your anime from Suncoast Video.
Yes.
Yeah. I used to go. There used to be one in the Raleigh Springs Mall around here until it got really dangerous to go over to the Raleigh Springs Mall, and then everybody stopped going.
Damn, dude, it got that
Well,
dangerous.
Yeah, I mean there's like malls over here eventually just turn into not places you want to go. Like there was one called the Mall of Memphis,
Yeah.
and it was like the mall everybody went to for a while, and they nicknamed it the Mall of Murder.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and they actually bulldozed it down probably like 5-10 years ago, made it into a huge lot.
It's probably a good idea.
Yeah, the Mall of Murder.
Jesus.
Whew.
You can check out videos of it on liveleak.com.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, right?
All right, well, let's get the fuck out of here. I gotta go eat dinner. Thank you all for
Same.
listening. Good show. Make sure you head over to our Twitter at No Life Digital, and our Twitch at No Life Digital, and our Instagram at No Life Digital, and our soon-to-come website. What do we got?
Have you figured it out yet?
No, don't tell. Shh, it's a secret. Yeah, the website. I'm just trying to finish it, man. I've been pretty busy and I haven't really been able to work on it. I'm trying to finish it. I want to do it so I connect everything to it. I mean, the Twitch is already, if I go to videos, you can see our Twitch is already connected to it. So whenever you go live, you can just point them right over to the website, which is dope. Discord is connected to it. Instagram's connected to it. And pretty much you guys will have like writing access. So anytime you want to write a post, you can actually do it from your phone now, which I didn't know was a thing, which is awesome. So if you see something like a new trailer or something, you can make a quick post and send it, and it'll go right up in the website. and I'll show you guys exactly how to do it, where it goes into the right section. If you look at the review section, it's set up awesome where like all of the CSS is already there. So like all you do is like you put your score in the score section, you put your pros and cons, and it like does all the design for you, which is awesome as well. So it just makes it super easy for you guys to do more writing, just so we can get up some content on here. And that's pretty much it. I just want to get a few more things up and running, and then it's good to go. I know some people don't like WordPress, but I've become like a fucking wizard with it, and it's actually a pretty strong platform where I might actually, because I have a Squarespace website and it's annoying. I hate Squarespace. Anyways, yeah, we'll catch you guys later. I'll keep you guys updated on the website, on Twitter.
Squarespace, though, we do have changing opinions.
You like Squarespace?
No, I'm just saying,
if they want to change our minds.
Yeah, opinions change. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, if you want to help change our opinions, it's a price of a kickback.
Just send me a lobbyist outside my door, and we'll get and talk.
All right, guys, catch y'all later. Peace.